Well, good morning and welcome to another video. This is the first tutorial I've done for a while. This one is all about cloud and smoke brushes, how to make your own and how to use them. I hope you enjoy the video and let's get into the video. Well, welcome to Photoshop Beta. I've been having a few issues with my microphone, so I'm hoping it's working okay. Right, first thing we're going to do is open up our cloud photo. This cloud photo could be got from generative fill, and if you type in soft cloud single white or white soft cloud single, any way round you like, it'll come up with a single cloud like this. Right, once you've got your cloud, and by the way, if you have any problems downloading that or getting a cloud, then let me know and I'll help out. Right, once you're into your cloud, you press Shift Control and U, and what that does is desaturate the image. Next thing you can do is invert the image. What you should do is Control I, that inverts it, and then once you've done that you need to adjust it, and the adjustments you need to do on levels, so that's Control and L, and it brings up this window. Then what you need to do is adjust it via these three sliders here. You bring your right hand slider over to the height of your white so you get pure white. Your black one over to the highest point of your blacks, which gives you pure black. And in the middle you can adjust your greys, because you do want the greys as well, because the grey is transparent and the black ends up opaque. There you go, a bit like that. Once you've done that, virtually done already. So what you need to do, or what you can do, you can use it like this by going to Edit, Define Brush Presets, and clicking on that. Once you've clicked OK, of course, so you can click OK and do that. But I'm not going to do that yet. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to soften the edge. And how to do that? Go into your brush, use a brush of roughly about 200 size on a soft round brush. Opacity 100, and just basically don't do that. Go back to black and white and click that just around the edge. Just softens the edge up a bit. Randomly, you can do it all the way around if you like. You're the artist, you do what you want. That'll do. And then what I'm going to do is to go into Edit, Define Brush Preset, and click on that. Call it anything you like. It's come up as Cloud 1J. Oh, I'm going to rename that as Cloud. We'll call that Cloud Test for this video. Press OK. There you go. Bang, there's your cloud. So, solid colour, change your layer so you can see a bit better. And we'll do it to black. Okay, we'll have to rasterize it. There you go. And that's your cloud. Looks quite pretty like that, I think, and you can use that as it stands. Add that to photos if you want to. You can do it on a separate layer, so when you do it on a separate layer you can change the opacity of it so it's not too in your face. Now I've done that, what we're going to do is change the settings of the brush. So if you go over to the right hand side, or sorry, in my case the right hand side, if you can't find that, go to Windows at the top and go down to either brush settings or brushes, and this will come up. It comes up in the same window. So what you do is you're on the brush that you've just created. So once you've done that, if you go into brush settings, so you're adjusting this particular brush, first thing you need to do is to go into brush properties, and this is going to be shape dynamics. If you go on shape, make sure that's clicked. Jitter, take to 100. Make sure the control is off, and the angle jitter, take that to 100 as well. You don't have to take it to 100 in either case, but that's what I do to show you in a demonstration for this. And we need to go to scattering, and that scattering, you can scatter it, and if you look down the bottom here, you'll see that it's moving like that. 20% is all you need. That's all I'm going to do anyway. 21%, that's good enough. Into transfer, make sure that your opacity jitter is set to 100%. What that does, if you move that up and down, you can see. Can you see at the bottom? Just down here, you can see some grey areas appearing when it's set to 100. See? When you're happy with that, go up to the lines, new brush preset. It's called Cloud Test. It's got numbers beside it. I'll just leave it at Cloud Test. Click OK. That brush is now saved. If you click it once, hold Shift down, go to the other side of the page, click it again, it comes up in a line. Make it smaller still actually, because it's a bit big. Click once, hold down the Shift, keep your finger on it, go to the other side, click it again, you get a perfectly straight line, and that looks pretty realistic. If you want to set it for cloud and mist, what you can then do, and what I will be doing, is setting this brush, where is it? There you go, like that. Set the brush down so you've got it completely upright, so it sits. If I sit on, it's the same, exactly the same brush. If I go down and move that around like that and bring it down, I think that's gonna, yeah, that's perfect. It's a large brush obviously, but what I'll do is if I take that off and make that smaller, you leave just set the brush like that, and you can take, to stop it spinning, remove the jitter so it stays like this, and then what you can then do is you get it like that. Now that looks just like a white blob, but you watch what this looks like when we put it onto a photograph, especially when you drop the opacity down to about 4 or 5%. It looks pretty good. Now I have found the brush, I think, which is this one. Make sure that you've got white selected and drop the opacity down from 100, which it was set at, which is that one. Knock it down to about 4%. Now also, to make sure that you're not making a different colour within the sky, what you do is if you go to the colour picker, click on the neutral part of the fog and watch the white change slightly. See it? What that does is blend it in, blend the fog in when you do it. What I'm going to do is duplicate this background layer. That gives us 2 layers. The only reason I've done that is so that I can turn the fog on and off so you can see the difference, because it's quite subtle, but it isn't subtle, but you'll soon see. Right, opacity's at 5%. Chosen the colour as we did it just a minute ago. Click once, finger on the Shift, across the other side. You can see it coming in. You can go over this by hand. You can do it by holding the Shift down if you want. Up to you. Just keep going over that. So the colour's going to be the same as the background, because we double check that colour. And what we've done now is increase that fog. So that looks like quite a foggy day, and it looks pretty natural. This is before and this is after. See the difference? It's not bad, is it, really? Not bad at all. And if you're not sure you want it in a few around that tree a bit more, just individually click. And that's all made with that same cloud brush. That's before, that's after. As I said, I did that, that's why I created a background copy, just to show you that. Right, next thing we're going to do, we're going to have some smoke now coming out the back of an exhaust pipe of a car. Right, well, I hope my microphone's still working. This is a yellow Ferrari taken in Goodwood in West Sussex. About a year or so back now. A gorgeous car. Weather was a bit rubbish at the time, but never mind. Right, we're now back into this, and we're going to put smoke out the back of the exhaust now. what we're going to do is drop the opacity down. We're using this same brush that we created. Drop the opacity down to 5%, and what we're going to do is use the white. Make sure your colour set to white. Let me put this on. Let me duplicate you a layer. See before and after. Okay, that's good. Makes it easier, that's all. Right. Go down to the back of the exhaust. Click once. Hold down the shift key. Click off the page. Go to the next one. Click once. Shift key. Off the page. Repeat the process to the 3 exhaust pipes. Right, if you want a bit more out of there, let's make a bit more, shall we? Do a bit more like that. Especially a bit closer to the car because it looks a bit more realistic that way. If you feel like you've done, let's make a bit more here as well. We'll do this on purpose so we can, I can show you another little trick you can do. If you feel like you've done that and that looks a bit too much, there's an easy way of resolving this issue. Click on a mask. Comes up white like that. Several ways you can do this. Set the brush to black and it's on the brush still. Put the opacity back to 100, otherwise it will not work, because that's my biggest problem that I have. And go back to using a soft round brush, which you'll find right at the top of your brushes under general, and it's normally the first one. What I can then do is go over this, and this takes it off. See? Can you see what it's doing? You can also then kill the opacity to it if you want to, so it looks less smoke, less exhaust fumes. Of course, you're not allowed to have them these days, of course, and just increase it like that. Right, well, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was not too difficult to understand, because I do rabbit on a bit, as you can tell. Yeah, the smoke and the cloud brush combined are very useful things to have. So if you haven't got one on your Photoshop, then I would suggest you make yourself one up. Any questions, please leave down below, and I will get back to you straight away. And please give us a like, thumbs up, and a subscribe as well, please, if you'd be so kind. It really helps the channel out. Thanks again. Catch you on the next video. Bye bye.